Vegetables. Well, we are going to celebrate with something special we do every single January. We're going to have a little citrus celebration. We only do it once a year. We offer the Honeybells here at HSN. What are some of the sweetest, juiciest, most delectable citrus fruits you've ever had a chance to try? Honeybell season is here. It is called the King of Fruits. It has a reputation that precedes itself. Come on out here. Dale Kravis is here.
How you been doing?
I'm good. Welcome back.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
Dale, we only get to see you once a year in January, but it is well worth the wait to introduce all of our incredible fans to Honeybell Oranges. It's a brilliant and bright orange that is only harvested in January.
January. And I'd love to say it's available all of January, but it's available starting in January until they're gone.
Until they're gone. So you need to lock in your order early. We've got two great ways to order. You can order one tray for about $37 and change, or the best value is to order two trays. It's only $20 more to double down on the amount of Honeybell oranges you're getting today. What makes these so special, Dale?
Well, these guys are tracked harder and closer than any other citrus fruit that we take care of. And when I say that, I mean when they're this big all the way up until they start breaking color, and then we start testing them. We test and we test and we test, and we get the right bricks, which is the sugar and acid, and we come up with this ratio that we have to have before we're going to pick them. So as you guys are ordering this, we're picking this fruit, okay? It's being harvested, and the other part about a Honeybell is we don't pick them; they're clipped. So if you look at the end of your Honeybells, you'll see a little stem that's right there, okay? And that's where the guy clips it. Now, during shipping, sometimes these little stems will fall out, but they've all been clipped.
Wow.
Because of the Honeybell so tender, you have to be very careful. So this fruit is very rare. There's not a lot of groves that have it. And juice, this is it. This is like the crazy juice.
And that's without a juicer.
That is without a juicer. Look at this. I mean, it's just, you know, you can have a juice party here with these guys.
Brought an umbrella out here.
Yeah. You got to be careful, you know. And you smell the aroma. From them.
They're so sweet. They're so juicy. What makes them so different? You said it was a combination of the
grapefruit and a Tangelo, Orlando Tangelo, and they took them a long time, and they kept cross breeding these things until all of a sudden one day this guy comes out with this unique bell on it. It has a honey. It's so sugary, it actually has a honey taste to it, right?
Wow.
So, you know.
Can I drink one of these in front of you?
You can absolutely drink one of those.
You're making me thirsty. Just tell us about the groves, because these are grown in Florida.
In Florida. Hale Groves has been doing this for more than 70 years, okay? So it's a long family tradition of growing fruit, but also finding the fruit. This is what I did for 30 years. I would go all around the state of Florida and try to find Honeybells, where a regular orange block, we might, you know, find 80 acres or 100 acres or 1,000 acres of oranges. We would pick from as small as 10 acres because they're just that rare. I have actually picked Honeybells, had my crews go in and pick them out of the backyards of people's homes. They'd have 40 or 50 trees, and they're that rare
they are. And also, that's why they're in so much demand. It's a special sort of, you know, once a year sort of treat. If you want to send your folks a little, you know, citrus flavor from Florida, if you want to send somebody who lives in a cold, dark winter climate, maybe they're in the Midwest or they're in the Northeast, or maybe they're just in a really cloudy and cold state, and you're like, let's just send mom and dad a little sunshine, a little ray of sunshine from Florida. This is the way to do it.
This is the way to go. And you can see the color.
How do people like to eat them?
Well, there's a couple ways. A lot of people like to juice them. The juice is good for 3 or 4 days once you actually juice it, kept refrigerated.
This is unbelievable.
If you put the fruit in your refrigerator when you get it, which is the best way to store it, you're probably good for several weeks, okay? It's just like anything else that's fresh this is as fresh as it gets. Like I said, we're picking today. The stuff you order today will have probably been picked today, if not yesterday.
Wow, and then these get shipped out to you right away, by the way. You're not waiting for March or April or May.
No.
And no issues with shipping, no matter where you live, they're gonna ship all over the United States.
The juice sacks, how they're just You know, they're thin and they're just loaded, just absolutely loaded with juice, which is what makes these guys incredible.
Wow.
You know?
And a lot of people use these in desserts too.
Desserts,
and cooking, and
cookies,
if you
skins.
like to make
those
tropical
are the skins,
drinks.
and they're wonderful. Right over there, those are dehydrated.
Oh, fascinating.
Okay, and rolled in sugar, and they're phenomenal.
Oh,
So
can I
yeah,
eat that?
there's so many. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah,
my
you're gonna
God.
want to take them home. And
oh, is this a marmalade?
that's a marmalade. Yeah, they're
Oh.
and there you go. This is this is why you really need a bib to eat these things. Now, there's another way to do it.
I should have brought safety goggles.
I'll show you another way to do it for the traditional folks that don't want to do it that way. You take and you cut the top off, and you just score the sides. Okay, about every inch, because these are so juicy. You got to be very careful that you don't try to take too big of a piece off at one time. And you just peel down. And that's all there is to it. And then you can eat your sections. And if you notice, there's not a whole lot of membrane on this fruit. So it won't bother you at all, like some fruits have a thick, thick membrane. These things, everything about them is very light, and there you go.
Wow, and
there's your
ready to
fruit.
just like peel.
Oh, yeah, you can
eat
eat these just like they are. Yeah.
And you know what? I mean,
You know,
if
you're set to go.
If you're getting the kids to eat their citrus in the morning, these are so sweet and they're so juicy and they're so sugary. The flavor is so intense. I think they're gonna just be absolutely in love with these oranges. Now remember, all you do is choose if you want 1 tray or 2 trays. Approximately about 12 servings of fruit, depending on the size of the oranges. So between 11 to 15 oranges in each tray. That's about 7 pounds of fruit. Now, 1 tray is $37 today. 2 trays is only $20 more. So it is a much better value to order 2 trays than 1 tray. And believe me, once you taste one of those Honeybell oranges,
Yeah,
you're gonna
want
say,
more.
why didn't I order 2 trays? Because you'll want to share these. You know, you can keep some, you can gift some, you can share with your sister, your mom, your neighbor, your boyfriend. You can take them to school, you can give them away at work. And anybody and everybody who has tasted a Honeybell orange knows it's kind of in a class by itself. Explain the combination again. It's sort of like a grapefruit and
And a lot of people want to think
Tangerine?
of grapefruit as being a tart fruit, and it has no grapefruit taste to it at all. Okay, it's an Orlando Tangelo, which is a Tangelo type citrus fruit, which is very very mild and very sweet, very high in sugar. And then the grapefruit combination, they didn't even know this was going to come out when they were doing these tests. They were, and you know, it takes years. You've got to raise the tree up to 5, 6, 7 years old. It has its first crop, and then you say, okay, what is this? And what is this? After several times of trying, was the Honeybell. And like I said, again, it's a Mineola Tangelo is the technical word for it, but everybody knows them as Honeybells.
Yeah.
Okay, and because of the super juicy honey-like taste that they have.
They're so popular. And Dale, every time that you're here, it's an annual tradition. It's an annual January celebration. And remember, these are only available as long as our quantities last. And we know that they're very, very hard to find, especially if you want this quality. They're only harvested in Florida. Now, once you get them home, how long do they last?
You put them in the refrigerator, and you've got a good 3 or 4 weeks in the refrigerator, okay? So
Okay.
you don't have to eat them right away. If you juice them, it's a 3 or 4 day deal. And I would do that anyway. I mean, because that's when you're gonna have, it's gonna taste the best when you fresh squeeze it. And you will, you'll fresh squeeze them. You're gonna drink it right away and it's gonna be gone.
By far the best fresh squeezed orange juice you will have ever tasted in your entire life. You don't need to add anything to it.
Nothing. There's nothing. You don't do anything to this fruit. When you get it and you share it, get a lot. Because sharing this is really going to go over. You want to make friends? You share these. You know?
And then everyone will just be smiling. They'll be like, where did you get that? I sent one of these trays to my parents last time you were here, last January. So my parents love them. They never get this type of fresh fruit where they live.
Right.
You know, and maybe you've never even seen Honeybell oranges. Maybe they're never available where you are. We're gonna ship these right to your front door and make a lovely gift if you're thinking of someone who can't get out and shop for themselves. All you do is pick 1 tray Or we can do the 2 trays. It's only $20 more if you add on the second tray. So it really is exponentially a better value to do the 2 trays. But if you're just trying for the first time, lock this in. We have free shipping. And that really says a lot because this is not a small parcel to ship. These are very heavy. You're getting 12 servings, about 7 pounds of fruit in each and every single tray. So another great value to take advantage of, the free shipping and handling. We also, of course, have flexible payments for you. Those are interest-free, flexible payments to take advantage of on your major credit card. It only happens once a year. Not only do they taste good, but the juice is so bright and brilliant and orange in color.
Oh, you can see that, yeah.
It makes such a beautiful presentation if you're someone who has a bed and breakfast, or perhaps, you know, you're serving a special brunch or luncheon.
That's right, and even here, I'm gonna take one right out of the pack, just like you would get it, okay? And
slice it up.
And there you go.
And there you go.
It's just
fresh squeezed Honeybell orange juice every single morning. This will give you a reason to get up in the morning.
Yeah, this will give you this is it. And everybody that you send these to is going to be very, very, very excited.
They are. They're going to be so happy.
Especially this time of year when it's so cold.
I know. Thank you so much, Dale. We'll be right back with more Kitchen Essentials.